Welcome back. We want to take you now to the Pritzker Military Museum, where a new exhibit just opened last month celebrating the historic works of a Chicago artist who not only fought in World War II, his Willie and Joe cartoons became a symbol of the misery of war and the toll it took on so many American GIs. We're talking about it now with former Chicago Sun-Times illustrator and renowned cartoonist Bill Mauldin. Joining us this morning with what we can expect to see is Director of Museum Collections, Dustin Depew. Good morning, Dustin.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Happy to be here.
So Bill Mauldin is a fascinating figure. He was viewed as a hero, yet he once found himself in George Patton's office getting chewed out, apparently, for inciting mutiny. What will people find at this exhibit?
Well, the exhibit features over 150 original drawings and published cartoons from throughout Bill Mauldin's career, including the cartoons that he drew in response to his infamous meeting with General Patton, as you mentioned.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah, the cartoons we've chosen for the exhibit represent the entirety of his career. Most people know him for his amazing military-related cartoons, but many people are unaware of his incredible body of editorial work covering major political and social topics of the second half of the 20th century. We've also included many unpublished works, including drawings he made while a student at the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts.
Interesting.
In addition to his drawings, In addition to his drawings, the exhibit also features archival material, photographs, and artifacts, including his 2 Pulitzer Prizes, his Purple Medal Heart, and a printing plate for one of his unpublished cartoons.
Wonderful. Why were all these cartoons, all the work that he did, why was it so important to rank and file soldiers, do you think?
Mauldin's work was important to the rank and file because he understood what it meant to be a grunt in the military.
Yeah.
And he presented the universal truths of service at a time when depictions were mostly idealized propaganda pieces. He recognized that enlisted soldiers needed an outlet for their frustration, whether that was rooted in the miseries of a combat zone, the ineptitude of officers, or the petty rule-mongering encountered well away from the combat zone. Mauldin gave them a voice and representation in an environment where they typically didn't have either. It didn't hurt that his cartoons were also really funny, and humor is one of the ways that soldiers deal with the stress and trauma of war.
Sure.
So between that and the fact that he could call out their bosses repeatedly without reprisal, it's really no surprise that he was so loved by the
Interesting. So he comes back to Chicago, turns what he saw into political cartoons. He clearly had a lot to draw on. What do you want people to take away when they leave this exhibit?
I hope that people will recognize and appreciate the full scope of Mauldin's career. He's mostly known for his military cartooning, and for good reason. It's incredible work. But there's another 40 plus years during which he drew some of our nation's greatest and most memorable political cartoons. And I think people will be struck by how relevant his political and social commentary still is. One of the most consistent comments I've heard from people who've seen the exhibit is how surprised they are that things haven't changed that much.
Right. Okay, so
I hope.
Go ahead.
I hope people will recognize and enjoy one of the truly great artistic talents of the 20th century, someone who could capture the collective feelings of a nation with a single image.
And tell us where are you located and how long the exhibit's going to be there?
We are right downtown at 104 South Michigan Avenue, across from the Art Institute. The exhibit will be running through April of 2022.
Oh, good.
We're open 10 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday through Saturday. And it's $10 general admission, $8 for seniors, students, and teachers. Admission is free for members, children under 12, first responders, and active duty military personnel. Perfect.
Well, for more information, go to whoisbillmauldin.com. Thanks for being with us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Well, coming up, the hot summer temperatures call for ice cream.